Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the channel where every review stays brutally honest, totally unfiltered, and driven entirely by real-world impressions instead of the polished marketing poetry manufacturers love to repeat. If this is your first time here, get comfortable, because today we're diving deep into a machine that blends old-school toughness with modern luxury in a way very few SUVs still dare to attempt. This is the 2026 Lexus GX 550. The full-size off-road luxury SUV that refuses to give up its roots while still pulling itself firmly into the future. Exterior. Let's start with the first thing anyone notices, the exterior, and right away the GX 550 makes a statement that it isn't here to blend in with traffic. The front end is bold, upright, and instantly recognizable. Lexus has refined its signature design language with sharper LED headlights, more squared-off edges, and a grille that looks less like an oversized mouth and more like a confident, structured centerpiece. The DRLs carve their own identity, tracing sharp angles that make the SUV look expensive even before you know what badge it's wearing. The hood sits high, giving you that typical body-on-frame truck stance, and every line from the bumper to the windshield screams capability. Whether you're pulling up to a hotel valet or staring down a rocky trail, the GX looks like it belongs in either environment without trying too hard. Moving to the side profile, the 2026 GX 550 has finally modernized without losing its boxy character. Lexus didn't try to round off the silhouette or make it look like a crossover. Instead, they embraced the square, muscular look, and honestly, it works. The square wheel arches, the high belt line, and the upright glass make it feel like a true SUV, one that hasn't been sacrificed for aerodynamics or style points. You get massive wheels, muscular fenders, and a stance that looks planted and ready for adventure. The proportions are balanced in a way that gives off a premium presence, especially when viewed from a distance. The roofline stays traditionally straight, giving you usable cabin space instead of sloping coupe nonsense. Everything here looks engineered for purpose and presence rather than fashion trends. Walk around to the back and the GX gets even more impressive. Lexus ditched the old-school swing-out tailgate and finally moved to a conventional top-hinged liftgate, making life much easier in parking lots and tight spaces. The new full-width LED light bar gives it a modern luxury vibe, while the squared-off rear bumper and clean lines keep the rugged feel intact. The back end looks purposeful with a sense of symmetry, and even the placement of the GX 550 badge feels precise instead of cluttered. The exhaust is tucked neatly for that off-road clearance, and overall the rear design strikes a clean balance between premium and tough. You look at it and instantly know this SUV means business from every angle. Interior. Now stepping inside, Lexus continues proving why it's one of the kings of interior craftsmanship. The cabin of the 2026 GX 550 feels like luxury lodge crafted with precision. You're surrounded by high-quality materials, including soft-touch leather, metal accents, and perfectly stitched surfaces. It feels warm and premium without being overly flashy. The 14-inch touchscreen dominates the center but does so in a way that still looks integrated into the dashboard instead of slapped on like a tablet. Lexus finally understood the assignment when it comes to modern infotainment, and the system is quick, intuitive, and responsive. Below the screen, you still get physical controls for climate and key functions, something enthusiasts actually appreciate rather than complain about. The steering wheel feels substantial in your hands, wrapped in premium leather, with buttons that click with a satisfying precision. The digital gauge cluster is crisp, clean, and customizable, giving you all the information you need whether you're highway cruising or crawling over uneven terrain. The seats are plush yet supportive, with enough bolstering to keep you comfortable without feeling squeezed. And the driving position is perfectly commanding, a high, confident, and wide-viewed, exactly what a proper SUV should offer. In the second row, space is generous, and Lexus made sure passengers get the same luxury treatment as the driver. Depending on the configuration, you can go with captain's chairs or a bench, and both options offer great legroom and headroom thanks to the boxy design. The third row is more usable this time around thanks to slightly better packaging, but like most SUVs in this class, it's still better suited for kids or shorter trips. Cargo space has improved, and with the new liftgate, loading and unloading gear finally feels modern and convenient. But let's talk about what matters most underneath all this luxury and the performance. The 2026 GX 550 comes with a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 pushing around 349 horsepower and nearly 480 pounds-feet of torque. This engine doesn't just perform well on paper, it feels strong, smooth, and capable in the real world. Paired with the 10-speed automatic transmission, shifts are clean and predictable whether you're accelerating onto the highway or climbing a steep incline. The power delivery feels confident and composed, giving you the sense that the engine isn't struggling even when towing or hauling a full load. What really sets the GX apart is its off-road credibility. This isn't a soft SUV pretending to be rugged. The body-on-frame construction, full-time four-wheel drive, locking center differential, crawl control, multiple terrain modes, and available air suspension make it a legitimate off-road machine. Whether you're taking it through sand, mud, snow, or rocky terrain, the GX 550 feels like it was built for real adventure, not just marketed for it. On paved roads, the ride quality is surprisingly refined, controlling bumps and vibrations better than many competitors thanks to improved suspension tuning. It still feels like a truck at times, but in a reassuring and predictable way rather than outdated. Fuel economy isn't groundbreaking, but it's an improvement compared to the outgoing V8. You're buying the GX for capability and luxury, not for fuel number bragging rights. For towing, the GX handles up to around 9,000 pounds, making it suitable for boats, trailers, and road trip toys without any stress. Now onto pricing, which is one area Lexus handled fairly competitively considering what this SUV brings to the table. The starting price hovers in the mid-$60,000 range, but depending on the trim especially if you're looking at Overtrail or Overtrail Plus versions it can climb into the mid-$70,000s or more. Fully optioned models can nudge higher, but even then, it undercuts some European competitors while offering significantly more off-road ability and long-term reliability. The GX has always been a value-packed luxury SUV, and the 2026 model continues that legacy while adding modern features that buyers have been demanding for years. So after spending time with the 2026 Lexus GX 550, it becomes clear that Lexus managed to modernize this SUV without stripping away what made it iconic. It's rugged, capable, luxurious, and refreshing in a market full of soft crossovers pretending to be tough. Whether you're buying it for family duty, adventure use, or simply because you want an SUV with real presence on the road, the GX 550 makes a strong case for itself. Lexus didn't just update a classic, they evolved it in all the right ways. Thanks for watching Car Flash, where we keep car reviews real, honest, and free from the usual marketing fluff. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dive reviews, and let me know which car you want to see next. Until then, take care and drive safe.